Welcome to the daily meditation. Note how comfortable you shall be for the next few moments in preparation. As always, the objective is to allow the body to be the perfect vehicle for the mind's attunement in relation to whatever it is that shall suit you for meditation practices. Bring on board an inner smile. Thereby one can note how easy it is for the breath to find exchange by the lower, mid and upper region. Soften those eye muscles, whereby one can feel the facial region being comfortably relaxed with each exhalation. Again, give the body permission to be relaxed from the outer layers inward, and from the inner layers outwards. May one further refine relaxation through the limbs, via the shoulders, through to the fingertips, via the hips, through to the toes, from the toes up through the crown, and from the crown down, cascading throughout the entire body. Be positive as you focus with purposeful intention for upliftment. Let's say you could step outside and look at the sky. What would you see? And when you gaze upon the sky, note how you would respond due to past impressions in regards to habitual responses and expectations. Use this metaphor as you go within during this practice. The loops of repetition. Be positive as you breathe. Note the right nostril and note the left nostril. And move the breath easily through both nostrils, whereby the entire lung shall be optimized and exchanged purposefully to your advantage. Just like if you chose to go to sleep, you would find you would not just go to sleep. There would be a process that would occur automatically from your mind's influence upon the brain, whereby gradually the brain's frequency will adjust until you achieve what was appropriate for you at this precise moment, be it light sleep or deep sleep. Go within and observe the breath. And as you observe the breath, notice how easy it is for the lower lungs to complement exchange through to the mid lungs, to complement exchange through to the upper lungs. Never underestimate the influence of yourself upon yourself in every aspect of your being. Be positive now as those eye muscles relaxes. And trust that muscles relax according to your influence and command. Whereby the entire body complements each other. Physically, emotionally, mentally, and completely. Now take this opportunity to give the body permission not just to relax simply, but to detach from itself anything from the past that is in any way still limiting your development and refinement in evolution from the greatest aspect of clarity in enlightenment. Whatever the mind can perceive, it can conceive, yeah? Be very clear that whatever you do on a daily basis first finds you by an impression. Then, only then, do you act upon it. Can you act without an impression? Relax that body further down. Let's refine it, shall we? I will count back from 10 to 1. With each count, send a signal from the brain to further double that mode of rest, and notice how easy it is to achieve what you may consider as far more cohesive, beneficial relaxation in posture and mind refinement. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Now notice the thoughts as they parade effortlessly in perfect unison to your desired objective. Bring on board an inner smile. Whatever is possible is possible. Now imagine the difference between accepting the natural abilities of success in health and well-being and the concept of a probable outcome that you're not yet fully convinced that is available to you. Which would you prefer? Go within and observe the difference in exchange in thinking. What if you knew with clarity that the next part of your life shall be the most amazing and profound experience that one could ever have imagined? Would you at this precise moment feel down, depleted, or upbeat and uplifted? Now trust that that probability is available to you now, as it shall be every day of the rest of this incarnation and beyond, and it simply depends whether you choose to activate it or not. Now go within and again bring on board an inner smile. Never underestimate the influence of an inner smile upon your entire being. Would you rather spend a day with human beings that are negatively focused upon the gloom and doom, or would you rather spend an entire day with a group of individuals that are truly inspirational? Would you have to think about it? So let's review your own life. Where are you? You can easily observe which group do you create exchange with. Are you moving from one to the other, or are you convinced that one is where you are choosing to be and that is your destination? Would you prefer to be in a room full of individuals that are purely positive in every single action in life, or would you rather be in a room with individuals that are always negative and doubtful, fearful and angry and upset? Now, would you have to think about it? It would be an automatic response, would it not? So the question is, where are you in your life? Let's say you were to review the last 7 days. You would note where you are by simply observing how you have treaded the path of the last 7 days. Simple. As one day when you leave this physical body, if there's an afterlife, you will automatically review your entire destiny and work out which group you belong to. Let's say you were to see native animals, zebras, buffaloes, antelopes, crocodiles, and so on. Which group would you expect them to socialize with? Would you expect the antelope to socialize the crocodile? Would you expect the zebra to interact with the crocodile? Each has their place. Remember, the art of meditation is to paint the scenery of your own karmic timeline. It's simple to say you wish changes in your life, but how can you have changes in your life if you've not acted upon those changes automatically now? If you're seeking change, then you must have already acted upon it. If you have not acted upon it, then it's only assumption, is it not? Tomorrow waits for no one. One can sit in meditation for the next trillion years, and one may attain nothing. One may be still for one moment and achieve eternity in bliss. Which shall it be for you? Take a moment and be very clear of where you stand. Do not allow conjecture and excuses to be a reason as to why you're not. Remember that. In the company of the divine, you shall only see truth, no illusions. Go with it. Isn't it interesting? We always make an excuse, is it not correct? Rarely shall you find someone who does not make excuses and is quite comfortable with the ramifications of actions. So the question is, which category do you fit in? Which category do you fit in? Your tomorrow shall reflect your today. So whatever you did today, expect it tomorrow, because your tomorrow cannot be anything but what you created today. Let me remind you once more. Your tomorrow shall reflect exactly today's seeds in planting. And if you wish the day after to be any different, then you must change your tomorrows by planting the right seeds now. Imagine that. How can one state they will be happy one day if they're waiting for happiness to find them? Remember the power of imagination. Self-empowerment. Whatever reason you chose to take birth, be proud of it, as only you shall ever know who you are. Be the refined frequency of pure light, not darkness or shadows in uncertainties. Go within and fill your mind with pure light and let it cascade down through your entire body and emotions, and notice what occurs over the next few moments. Why is it when a new baby is born, its carers, such as its parents or guardians, a family, and siblings, automatically feel a wonderful connection to that newborn? What is it that connects you to that newborn? Imagine those that connected to you at your conception and birth. Certainly throughout life there have been individuals that may have not been in good standard to you, but we can be assured that there have always been individuals that have found you in love and respect and support. The divine would never have allowed you incarnation without at least one support. Now imagine the support that you've given to others. Their lives are far brighter today due to your inner smile towards them. Now, how often do you turn that towards yourself? It is easy to give judgment to someone else, but why would a wise individual even contemplate giving judgment? A wise individual remains silent in support. One who gives judgment is simply one who is still caught up in an ego state of mind of judgmental influences. For until you place yourself in someone else's perspective, how will you know how they're experiencing life? Is it not better to say nothing than to cause harm? Yet often the harm may have been with good intention. Imagine that. Someone states something in good intentions, but in actuality they've caused you harm psychologically. Imagine that. Did you ever hear someone say to you, I'm doing this for your greater good? Does it make sense to you? Remember, everything is recorded, and one day every soul has to reflect upon their own actions. Do not waste this life from this moment forward. Be proactive in how you think, act and respond. Imagine if the rest of this life only pure light radiated from you, not a single tone that can be uttered from a human voice that finds its way from your vocal cords shall be anything but pure light. Imagine that. Every person that ever comes in contact with you shall only be welcomed with a tone of love. Now this sounds simple, but put it to the test. I guarantee you over the next month at least, you'll be challenged. And let's see what you do with it. Remember, silence is your best asset. Meaning, if you have an opinion that is not relevant to someone else, keep it to yourself. Then meditation makes sense. If you wish to be of support, be kind. Meditation is the practice of stillness. So imagine your entire mind as a pond. And every thought is the pebble that you throw in that pond. And the aim of meditation is to find stillness where the pond is so still you can see its depth. On an average day, when you walk around, wherever you may be, what thoughts find you? Let's say you were walking down the street today or drove a vehicle or went out somewhere. Did you have an opinion about someone simply by thought? Very important. Whether it's verbalized or not, it has an impact. What does it mean to be wise? Only the wise know the wise. Remember, your today's experiences are nothing more than the seeds you planted in the past. We create our own destiny. We may seek guidance from the divine externally, but in actual fact, the divine is internal. The divine can only support us in accordance to our reflections in regards to how we choose to live our life. So next, reflect upon your entire life to date. Very important. You must declutter the mind before you can reset it into order. Be proactive now. Every day you have ever lived is with you. Bring peace to your entire state of being. Do not make excuses. Do not rationalize as to why. Simply act in a loving manner and bring all the pieces together perfectly. Then wisdom may make some sense in rationalization. Throughout our lives, we have been taught many different theories in regards to the purpose of being. The question is, should you simply focus upon theories? Are you willing now to have personal experience of higher force and refinement? Go within. Peace exists every moment of your entire life. The question is, when do you connect to it? Pure light exists every second of your existence. How often do you connect to it? And these goes for every qualities of refinement. They all exist. Be constructive in how you act and react. Understand the concept of pure light in love. How will you choose to be welcomed in the afterlife? And if so, have you earned that right to be welcomed in that manner? How were you welcomed in this birth? Human birth is truly a powerful experience. The question is, are you aware of the power within that experience? Meditation is the practice of inner reflection and allowing the true nature to step forward and be the ambassador of your destiny. Go within and find that inner smile. Go within. And notice how you treat yourself. Very important. Often we assume we are treating ourselves in a kind, loving manner, but is that a fact? Go within and notice how you treat yourself. Perhaps others may not have treated you in a manner that you felt appropriate somewhere along the journey, but you have been with yourself 24/7. So how are you treating yourself now? And what do you expect for your future? Be kind to yourself as you go within. And if so, what does that mean to be kind to yourself? Let's say you met a person that's going through exactly what you're going through and had the exact experience from gestation, birth to now. What words of wisdom would you have to that person? How would you interact with that person? Would you console each other? Or would you be there to empower each other? Very important. Life is designed to be lived. But the question is, do you understand what that means? Be empowering, not disempowering. Let me repeat this. Remember these words. Every thought that flows from your mind, every tone that finds an impression, let that be empowering, not disempowering. It is easy to state that the tone is different due to someone else's reflections, but that is an excuse, is it not? For the tone comes from you. Your thoughts come from you. Your actions come from you, is that not? But what if the tones and actions were only reflected in pure light and unconditional love? Imagine what awaits. Imagine what awaits. As you're well aware that every thought is an impression, a seed that you're planting, which in turn one day shall find full maturity. Is that not? One can turn the most barren of deserts into an oasis if one was to take diligent time to prepare the soil and bring some water in and gently plant one seed at a time. Before long, the forest shall take care of itself, shall it not? Do not make excuses as to why your life is how it is. Be the empowerment that you're seeking and make a change, shall we? Then meditation shall make sense. It is stated to some degree that humanity is at a crossroad of evolution. So what does that mean for you? Now lovingly go within and feel the love as it exists within you. Fan that flame into a roaring fire of empowerment. Thus, whether you are out or not, your life force is helping the whole community where you are at this present moment. Remember the multidimensional self. Now deepen your breath, feel grounded. And when appropriate, awaken those fingers and lovingly place one palm or both effortlessly upon your torso. Remember, your life is your life. Everything that finds you in this life finds you because of your creation. Imagine what awaits you in regards to the seeds in the greenhouse of love and light that you're now choosing to work with the permaculture of the self. And until we interact again, may the universal light of love continue to find inspiration to stir your curiosity towards the light of wisdom. Be light, be love, be unconditional in how you are to yourself and others. Live a life of peace and integrity, but always radiate that inner smile of unconditional respect for all sentient incarnations in existence.